Does Anakin Skywalker's saber actually belong to Kylo Ren? Or rather, did it at one point belong to him? This saber has always served as, shall we say, baby's first saber for the Skywalker men. And could it have actually belonged to Kylo Ren before he picked up his current one? Assuming Ben Solo had at least trained with the saber before the Jedi Massacre, he must have been in possession of another one. Unless Luke was just really ignoring the warning signs and just missed out on the fact that Ben's saber was red. Before I do continue this theory, I want to point out a few key things about Kylo's saber, his current one, that I find really interesting. In the script, Kylo's saber is not described as being pure red, but rather red-yellow. I find this an interesting detail to add. While this could just be an additional detail to describe what the saber's effect is, but given yellow sabers do exist and what they symbolize, I find it really interesting that they added that detail instead of just describing it as pure red. Also question if Kylo was the one who actually built his current saber given its design and his inability to control it, but it could just be reflective of Kylo's inability to stay rooted in darkness. Either way, though his saber does suit him as a character, it's not a well-suited match for him. But aside from his current saber, let's talk about his potential previous one and why I've come to the conclusion that this may be a possibility. Going through the timeline, I'm going to go through a passage from the novelization and the junior novelization that was left out of the movie. Rey at one point during her Force vision is in the hallways of Cloud City. Though that is in the movie, there's a detail that is left out. In the novelization, Rey sees a strange boy at the end of the hallway. The boy is given no physical description, but many theories have come to the conclusion that it is either Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, or Ben Solo. To me, I'm thinking Ben Solo, and this is why. First off, the events in this vision seem to be in chronological order. We can argue that the vision of the Knights of Ren is actually in the future, but to me it reads as being the Jedi Massacre. And if that is the case, it is possible that every event in this vision takes place in order, leaving me to further believe that it is actually Ben Solo in the hallway because this vision comes after she sees Luke and Vader fighting it out. So not only are all of these events in chronological order, but they're all events that actually happened. And as far as we know, it is very improbable that Anakin Skywalker or Luke Skywalker were ever in the hallways of Cloud City as children, but it is very possible for Ben Solo, especially given Han Solo's relationship with Lando, that he was indeed there. Since Cloud City is where Luke lost his original saber, his father's saber, and what if a young Ben Solo is the one who actually found it? That in the same fashion as it called out to Rey, it called out to him as well. But Maz has the saber, so can we assume that she found it? To me, no. She says it's a story for another time. She says it's a good story. And when Han sees the saber, I find his reaction interesting because when he asks how she got it, there's hostility and anger behind his voice. Because not only did it belong to his friend, but it was handed down to his son. But we are led to believe that Maz Kanata was the one who recovered the saber. But given context clues from other sources like the visual dictionary, they keep shrouding the recovery of the saber in mystery, either saying that somebody uncovered it or literally using the word mysterious recovery. But nowhere in my research can I find that it was recovered by Maz. And if the movie led us to believe that she was the one who found it, why wouldn't they say it? Now let's go to the end of the film where we have the most telling evidence of them all, that Ren says that the saber belongs to him. Yeah, I'm really digging deep this time, just really doing hardcore research. Now, this can be explained by the fact that this is his family's lightsaber and he has a familial right to it, but if this saber was truly recovered by Maz or even by anyone else, he would have never seen this saber before. So how does he know that? We can always blame the Force, but I feel like there's a bigger story to it. That line of "that weapon is mine" is even significant enough to put into like all of his action figures. Rumors are that during one point in the script, it was actually the saber that was the key to finding Luke. These lines could have been residual evidence from that, but to me, he doesn't speak of the saber as a clue or a final piece of the puzzle. He speaks of it as his own property. I really look forward to what this could mean for the future. If he's so pitted in the dark side, why is he so determined to have that particular saber back? Besides it belonging to his one and only hero, Darth Vader, but if he truly believed that Anakin was at his weakest form when he used it, why would he want it? Of course, this is just a theory, and I'd be really eager to know why Kylo wants a saber and what it could represent to him. To me, even though I highly doubt this would happen, I would love to see him become a dual wielder in the future with Vader's saber and Anakin's saber. Assuming that Rey, like Luke, will build her own saber in future films. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to hear more theories or what ifs, please tell me in the comments down below. And as always, may the Force be with you.